If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Lawful Stupid just jumped over. First of all, it's free, and we love that. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, wherever you're at, on the go. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. There are a lot of other vendors out there, a lot of platforms that they will make sure your podcast gets to, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with zero minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey everyone, my name is Devan. I am with my good friend Ray here from Lawful Stupid.
Hello.
And we are joined by the wonderful, I guess we're going to say cast and crew, the wonderful members, owners, workers of Child's Play Charity. First of all, thank you guys for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
So what we're doing with this, everybody, is Child's Play Charity back in 2018 when we started the podcast. We also wanted to extend our little fingers into the community. And so one of the ways we did that was through Discord. And we interacted there pretty heavily all the time. The other way we wanted to get involved was through, helping the community, like with our monies and our time. And so we did some research and found Child's Play Charity, and we reached out to them, and they were very kind to give us a link to let everyone go and donate to. And we love what they stand for, what they're doing, especially for those who have kids. Kind of has an extra meaning for it as well. I have two myself. So I'm just going to jump in and start asking you guys some questions. So first, I would love for you all to introduce yourselves, who you are, and kind of the role you play at Child's Play Charity.
Okay, you all made faces on the screen. I'll go first. I am Travis Eriksen. I'm the executive director, which means that I have my finger in all the little pots going on. I guess we're a small team, so there could very easily be a lot of like, oh, I do that too, when someone starts sharing their job. But that's
very
me.
Cool.
My Erick Landin, my primary focus. I'm the program director, so I sort of oversees the programs with the hospitals and the shelters and stuff, and coordinate with the game techs, pediatric game technology specialists who work in the hospitals, who maintain the game systems and such there, and investigate new things, and do a little bit of other stuff as well.
Excellent, thank you.
Tabby, you're next.
Me? Oh. I never know who to go. I'm Tabitha Sheehan. I'm the community and program coordinator for Child's Play Charity. I do the social media. I take care of the hospital wish list on Amazon. I run the booth at the various conventions. And I do a lot of other little things, just like Travis said. Since we're such a small team, we kind of all wear a lot of hats. So.
Okay, great.
And I'm Kirsten Carlile. I'm the newest member of the team, and I do philanthropy and partner experiences. So basically trying to work with all the partners that the team had established and bring in new partnerships and communicate and share ways that people can help raise money and support them through their journey.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll tell you a little bit about myself as well. So again, I'm Devan. I'm just one of the players on the podcast that we have. It's a Dungeons and Dragons, one of the millions that are out there. And so we've been around for about 2 years, and we really enjoy doing it. And you speak of community, and we've had just we didn't realize how much support you can get in a community like this, where games and tabletop games and entertainment is kind of the focus. So, and then Ray, go ahead.
My name is Ray. I'm the newest member of Lawful Stupid. I was not around last time we did this, so it's been super cool to see the community just come together. And already before the month of May, we're having so much outpouring of support for the MinMaxMankind drive, which is incredibly cool to be a part of now.
Absolutely, and that's one thing we were surprised about was I said accidentally put it on Facebook trying to play around with that charity feature.
Classic Devan.
Whoops, it was a great mistake because we had already today I checked again, it's $770 of our $3,500 goal for you guys, so that's great. We'll get into that later. So thank you for introducing yourselves. It sounds like with a team of 4 that you're pretty busy all the time, and I guess we can for the sake of an order, we can do the Travis, Erick, Tabitha, Kirsten sort of if you're doing things in an order, we can keep that same order. My next question to you guys would be: who was together when you started? Was it just? I know Kirsten, you said you just got on the team, so was it just 3 of you, or were there other members?
I mean, none of us were here when the charity started. The charity started in 2003 or 2004. So
okay,
none of us were there. I've been around the longest, I guess. And I'm 6 years now, 5.5, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, it was. I mean, none of us were here.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to get into the founding of the charity and how the story, I guess. But yeah.
Cool. I didn't know if you guys had been there from the beginning. So is there another entity above you guys, or is it just kind of like everything's been handed and passed down the line to you all as far as the charity goes?
A little bit of handoffs at times. So the quick background is in 2003, Penny Arcade, the founders of Penny Arcade, also founded Child's Play, and games were having that bad press time in the news where games are murder simulators and only degenerates play video games. And they put out a call to their fans to say, hey, we don't think that represents us or our community. We put together this list of toys for Seattle Children's. Go to Amazon, buy something off the list. It'll come to us. We'll go deliver it to Seattle Children's. Wow. And about 2 weeks later, there was $250,000 worth of toys that they delivered to Seattle Children's. And from there, they kind of went, well, this was a stunt. And the community responded so much, I guess this is a thing we do now. And for
That's fantastic.
The next bunch of years, it was just something that Penny Arcade as a company did when they had some downtime and kind of through the holiday season. So they were, that was, they ran Penny Arcade all year and then went, okay, here's Child's Play. And eventually there's one of the old PATV episodes. You can watch the hiring of Jamie Dillon used to be part of Child's Play, and they brought in someone sort of to focus on Child's Play, and it expanded a little bit from there. A little while, a chunk of time after that, Eric came on, and when Jamie left, I came in, and right at the same time that Child's Play started getting a lot more active with the partner hospitals. And realized sort of, you know what, this is outgrown being the thing Penny Arcade does kind of off on the side. And it's really its own organization and needs its own people fully dedicated to running all of the stuff that Child's Play is doing. So that's the quick origin story of how the four of us got here.
Yeah, thank you so much. I guess the next question I would have is, so you guys that first year, they had an amazing outpouring. How many hospitals, I guess, or facilities is probably a better question. Is it major hospitals you support, or what does that look like as far as who you support?
I think we're at 183 partner hospitals.
Amazing.
There's some other hospitals that are not partners because they're smaller or various reasons that we've done grants for, so we have supported them. And then we have close to 200 domestic violence shelters that we've supported. I think it's like 180-ish or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy. A lot of that's more than I thought at all.
Yeah.
Amazing there. What do you guys consider? Yeah, so I was going to ask, is it global? I didn't know if, so when did it become a global endeavor?
I mean, pretty quick from the beginning, we went international with Canada. I don't know. I don't know what the first other non-North American hospital was. That's a good question.
How many countries are you guys in currently? You happen to know off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, we're in England, we're in Ireland, we're in Australia, we're in Kenya, we're in India,
New Zealand,
we're in Egypt,
New Zealand.
Wow, New Zealand,
dozen-ish maybe.
Did we just do a German hospital too?
We have a
Germany.
Switzerland. Where's the one that was always trouble?
Austria.
Trouble.
Tell me more about that.
Communicate back and forth.
One
it's
in
like
Austria, I think, because since I could speak a little German.
Oh wow!
I was like, oh yeah, cool. Like
that helps, I'm sure. Yeah.
I have very little ambition Deutsch. That's all I have in me.
Yeah, I think it's 11. I just looked at the map. I think it's 11.
That's still amazing. And I guess, is there communication? Can that sometimes be an issue with some of the countries that are How do you get it? Does it have someone who obviously would speak English, or how does that work if they're requesting? I'm bouncing all over the place. So I guess the first question is communication often an issue, or how do you deal with that?
When we have our non-English speaking hospitals, I gotta look. Eric, it's not Switzerland, but there's another one that came in, and they're like, when they first joined us, one of the things we learned was like we mailed them the check for our annual support, and they just had no idea what to do with a check. Their banking system just uses electronic transfers and everything, and they were like, "What? Help?" And that was just a communication piece. But there was a lot of Google Translate. We actually just over there. Hopefully, Eric will pop up at some point. To bring the list up myself. But a fan of Child's Play moved over there and reached out to say, "Hey, I happen to live here now, and wonder if you have any partner hospitals in the area." And I went, "I do. Can you please bridge this gap for me? Because like my Google Translate to their Google Translate, pretty soon, the conversation is completely something different."
I think it was the Sweden one. It was either the Sweden one or the German one that we've had for a while. I don't remember which. But yeah,
that's so cool. Does that happen often? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask. Sorry, we did it again.
We did it again. You go first. I'll wait.
Our corporate partners are over there too, and
they're it's Netherlands, and their name I would have no idea how to pronounce it because it has so many vowels in a row, so many times.
Alphabet soup. Does that happen often where people in your circle kind of get involved with the different outreach programs, or is it largely the four we see here?
Like how we get a new hospital, you mean, or
how you get new hospitals? Like the person who reached out, who you said was a fan of yours, that then helped you bridge that gap. Does that happen frequently?
We get that occasionally when someone who knows about Child's Play and ends up somewhere where either we don't have a presence or they don't necessarily know that we have a presence there and go, "Hey, I just happened to move to this country, this state, sometimes just this town. You guys should partner with the hospital here." And often that's sort of step one, and we go, "That's great. Can you help, if there's a language barrier, can you help connect us?" Or, "Hey, we'll look into it," or guess what? We actually already are, because odds are if you're moving somewhere in the States, we're probably connected to your children's hospital nearby.
Yeah.
Another thing that happens is if staff changes. So say if someone leaves a hospital that had Child's Play there, they'll go work at a hospital and it might not be there, but they'll bring us up to them and reach out to us. So yeah.
So when you say people who your staff, do you have people designated for these specific hospitals? Are they full-time? Are they volunteers? And what is their role in the hospitals?
It's usually like a member of the child life that works at the hospital that move to they might move and then get a job in the child life department at the next hospital. So they just know about us and our program at the former hospital, and since we're not in the new hospital, they bring us up and then reach out to us.
Okay, so these are people who already work there full time, perhaps, and just happen to know about you. And okay, very cool.
Yeah, the child life staff are the ones who maintain the playrooms and often get stuck with maintaining video game equipment and stuff like that.
Oh man, what a terrible job!
No, they're very kind. We've actually, because they are, they don't. Most of them are not gamers, and so maintaining an Xbox if you're a single person or a single family and you have an Xbox is fine. Like it's not too hard doing updates occasionally and stuff. But if you have 30 or 40 Xboxes that are questionable internet and you're not really a gamer, that can be a whole nother challenge. So we've started doing grants to hospitals to hire, I mentioned before, pediatric gaming specialists, which are gamers that work in the hospital, and their whole job is maintaining the gaming equipment, investigating virtual reality, playing D&D with kids, doing 3D printing, telerobotics, different stuff like that. Which helps a lot in those hospitals to be able to use games.
Yeah, I always like to tell someone who hasn't had any experience at a children's hospital or with child life to think of your second or third grade teacher who just like loves kids and wants to take care of them and just is there to make everything better for those kids, and then like give that teacher a computer and like an Oculus Rift and be like, how cool would it be to see your kids go, just on Google Earth to Paris? And they'd be like, that's amazing. How do I do it? What do I do? Like,
sounds great. Didn't go to school for it.
Yeah, come back later and it's still sitting in the corner and you're like, you haven't done it yet. Well, no, it'd be really neat, but I don't know what to do with it. I'm not going to touch it.
So it's like a bridge that needs to be gapped there.
Yeah. And the Game Techs has been really kind of that big push that we've had lately to say they need someone in there with this expertise.
Do you guys ever get to go out to the hospitals and visit or is it mostly just like we're doing now, a conference type setting, or do you get to get out in the field, is what I would say?
In the normal world, that's what we'd be doing right now. When we finish our sort of convention season between PAX East and PAX West is a lot of our hospital visit time. That's changed dramatically this year.
Yeah, I imagine. And so leading right into that, kind of what does your lives look like on a professional level? And then also I'd like to hear like kind of what do you guys do for fun, or maybe what you did before for fun that you aren't getting to do now that you are excited to return to?
I mean, it's a lot of answering emails. I mean, it's working on. We just did our quarter one grants, so we did those. We're getting ready for quarter two grants. We're getting ready for. So we send an annual care package out every year. We send annual checks as well as care packages. So we're sort of ramping up a little bit to that. Trying to think of how to fundraise in this new era. I don't know.
Yeah, we're using the time. We last year redesigned our website, just the look of the Child's Play site, and had the chance now to sit down and actually have time to start refreshing some of the copy that has been on the site for a really long time, where it's always been like, this would be great, but you're going that way and I'm going this way and someone's got this thing happening. And so now it's been able to sit back and go, okay, hey, let's take a minute. Someone take this document and go through it and try and give it some new words. Oh, sorry about that.
This has been helpful in a way. That's good to hear.
Silver linings for sure.
Tabitha, Kirsten?
The same. Redoing everything that might be outdated. In reference to fun, I can't wait to get back to doing the booth and seeing everyone, because it just seems like a family reunion, because we go to a lot of the same conventions with a lot of the same people, right? So I'll be looking forward to and seeing a lot of the same supporters come by our booth. I miss that. So I look forward to returning to that.
How many conventions do you guys do on average, whether that's as a team or just as a whole?
Ooh. So we do all the PAXs except Australia.
Oh, we still go to Australia.
But you know what? We don't go physically.
We don't have as big a booth at Australia.
And we go to TwitchCon. What other ones? I can't remember all. We don't really have a booth there.
There's 7 conventions we have a booth presence at.
Yeah.
I think.
Wow. And we'll have some local in Seattle. There's a Mindfair convention that has happened. We've had a presence at our BritCon Lego convention.
That's true.
So some of those where we're able to they're right in the backyard, so they're easy to slip over and not do the entire whole booth ordeal, but we can kind of bring a table and some signs and make a weekend of it without having to go all out.
That is awesome.
It's a lot. Combined with hospital visits, it makes for a lot of travel normally.
I bet. I'd say percentage wise, not given the current circumstances, what do you say, like 50% or more is traveling for you guys?
No, I wouldn't say that much. Some of the conventions we can split up and not all of us have to go.
But it's probably pretty safe. About a week a month.
A week a month is pretty,
Wow. Yeah,
that's probably a quarter of our time, probably somewhere in there.
And speaking of being away from home, families, like what's your situations like a family? You got spouses, kids? What do you guys got going on there?
I have locked my 2 boys out of the room. They've been sharing this office with me with their schoolwork. I've got a 3rd and 5th grader, and my wife is a kindergarten teacher. So we're not only teaching school now at our house, we're also having school and trying to get this done. It's been an interesting time.
I bet.
Who's next?
Eric.
I'm single. It's just me here having good times. No kids to have to deal with. I'm playing Minecraft with my nieces remotely, which is fun. But
So
yeah,
very cool. Yeah. So do you do most of the traveling because you're a single guy? Do they send you places when they don't want to go?
I do a lot of it. Yeah, I don't have any pets or anything to deal with, so and I enjoy traveling. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's no trouble for me to do it.
Tab, you're up.
I'm married. I have a husband. His name's Bob or Robert. And I have 3 cats and 3 dogs. I don't have any kids. Those are my kids.
So that's a lot to deal with too. They still need to eat and sleep and play time. No easy.
I have constant 2-year-olds, I guess. Just
oh gosh. Oh man, yes.
But they behave. They're good. So yeah, that's what I do. And I do a lot of the. Well, if I wasn't married, then I would have to take care of the animals. But he takes care of the zoo while I travel, so that's good.
That's a good way of putting it.
I have 3 kids who are all out of the house and grown, so I'm an empty nester already, which is pretty sweet. I'm not going to say that it's not great. 2 dogs and my husband. So he usually I travel. I live outside of Seattle, so I travel over 1 week a month to be with the team, and so I've been home a lot more. So I think we're both ready for me to go ahead and spend a couple nights in a hotel and be back with the team.
Back to normal.
It was a pretty good rhythm we had last year, so I'm ready to get back at it. But I live in Spokane, so just a little 30-minute jaunt over on a flight.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm full-time Army, and I have a beard right now. That's the only thing good that's come from COVID right now is I've been able to grow this out because we haven't been going to the office. We've been working remotely as well. I've got 2 kids. I got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. We are moving to Georgia in June. Army's moving us, so my wife currently is at the house, so it's been me and my son. And like normally he gets 1 hour on the weekends video game time, but I was like, Mom is gone. My son is overloaded. He's almost to a point where he doesn't want to play anymore. I don't know if that's a problem or not.
Mine haven't hit that yet. They definitely are getting a lot more games than they normally do, but they turn around now all the time. They're like, "Can we game?" It's like, it's really nice out. What if you went outside for a minute? I don't know.
Yeah.
What if we played some Minecraft?
And I love rainy days, but they've just been all sunny. So I'm like, we have to go outside for a little bit, man. We have to do something outside.
To use up the sunlight while it's there.
Yes. And Ray, tell us about what's your life like?
I graduated college 2 days ago. I don't know what my life is like. Thank you. I didn't think it was going to be like this, but no, it's just me.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. It was not easy.
No.
She's going to be a geologist.
Ooh. Oh, cool.
Which is
nice.
That's the only person I've ever known who's been a geologist. That's very cool to me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
I dig it because it rocks.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the jokes in Discord? If you're ever missing rock jokes, just join the Discord. Oh.
Come join our Discord. I talk about rocks all the time.
You never realize how much you miss rock jokes until you've heard them.
You can't take them for granted.
Oh my god. I'm leaving.
It's a shame of a good time.
Thank everyone for coming to the meeting today. We're going to go ahead and close it now. What do you tell people, like a 30-second elevator pitch who've never heard of Child's Play and what you guys have going on?
We deliver toys and games to kids in children's hospitals and work with domestic violence shelters and work with them on how to use games more therapeutically. It's the thing we say at booths all the time.
Yeah,
that's how I say it. Others have their own take to it.
Concise. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not in that mode. I have to be at the booth to get.
I get it. There's an atmosphere. There's a feeling to it. I totally understand.
Get like the 10 seconds before someone just walks on past you. You gotta grab them, pull them in, explain quickly.
They want the free thing. They go to reach for the free thing. It's like, hi, have you heard about Child's Play? No.
Yes.
After they've taken the free thing, that's when you get them.
Yeah.
Very
you can't just take it and go.
So obviously we know that we can donate money, and obviously that's kind of the main source for you guys to do what you do and provide for all these kids all around the world. Are there other ways that people can help out, whether that's obviously spreading word, but donating time? Do you guys have a volunteer system at all? Is there something else besides donating money that people can do at all?
As far as volunteers go, we recommend people go to or contact their local hospital, because each hospital has like a different way of becoming a volunteer.
Oh, great. Okay.
Within Seattle, our volunteer opportunities, like we might have volunteers come in to help us do the gifts that we give out in July for Christmas in July with our yearly gift, or box everything up, or say like put together the games case that we send to the domestic violence shelters, where we get the empty case with the TV screen in it, and then they can put the Xbox in it and everything. So that's usually the only volunteers that come into our office, and for our yearly annual dinner auction that we have some volunteers that help us with that too.
Yeah, and I think speaking of those things, now is a good time if you guys want to talk about all the places you typically are, or some of the big events you have during the year, other than just, from my perspective, what we see is you've got this guy, Devan, who's got his face all over his Instagrams and social media is talking about Child's Play. But what do you guys do? What other places are you that people might see when they visit? Because I know we've got people in our Discord to go to the PAX, but I don't know if, what other things are you guys involved with?
PAX is the big one where, I mean, that's the most travel that we do as a team. That's the best way to probably get a chance to see all four of us. A place like TwitchCon and things like that are good. We trying to think of where else we are. Sometimes we have known ahead of time when we were doing hospital visits, and if we knew, we had someone in the area who's been a supporter that we're aware of, that happens to be near that hospital, we'll invite them in to come in with us when we do a hospital visit. That may look very different even once all of this is over. We'll see kind of how that the ability to bring extra people into hospitals will very much be up in the air, I think, for a long time now. It's amazing how much has affected everything. And we think once things go back to normal, I saw somebody post the other day, is like, what is normal now? Like, because kind of the way we've had to change some of our lives, it's going to be a dramatic change. I think there's been some great things we've been able to do, probably on a personal level. Maybe you've made some changes, but as like overall, it's just still going to be some crazy times. But I think what's good is like hospitals obviously have to stay open. And so one of the reasons why we are so passionate also about supporting you guys, especially this year, is to my understanding, I mean, there's kids who maybe are in these nicer hospitals that have specific capabilities with the surgeries or treatments. And so, they have to travel to get to those places. And maybe their friends or family can't always be there due to financial hardships. And so when you guys bring in your team to help distract these kids maybe from the fear, the pain, the anxiety that they're experiencing, I'm not a crier, but that sometimes it makes me tear up because I think about my kids being in those situations. And I'm just so thankful that there are people like you who care enough to put your time and devote your efforts into making sure that kids are loved by someone at all times. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you very, very much for all that you do with Child's Play Charity.
Of course. I mean, it's really the Child Life staff that are on the grounds in every hospital. Like there's, thousands of them. Our role is to support them. So they're the ones that are, doing all that you just described, being the emotional support for patients and families.
I think one of the unique things that we've seen come out of this, though, with one of the programs that Eric oversees, and works with the game techs, is at CS Mott, they're doing with their art therapist, their game techs are actually recording sessions from the art therapist of how to make these flowers that unfold in water, or all these step-by-step things that kids can do from their rooms or from home. Because the other thing you think about hospitals are kids get used to being there, or they go for their annual visit or their weekly visit, and some can and can't or cannot go. And then they're missing their child life specialist, right? They're missing that second family that they have. And so to connect from a home screen or do treatment from home and then get to have that experience still, it's part of what technology is doing. And we're helping that. All of our donors like you are helping with that. And it's so important during this time.
Right. Good. And technology, we're seeing now more than ever, is helping us. We used to think it's such a distraction, and it can be, but look how amazing it's been for so many other facets of life because of what we're going through now.
Well, and if you're stuck in a hospital, that distraction is exactly what you want.
Yes.
You want to not stare at these beige walls and just be bored and hear the, machines going off, taking your life away or whatever.
Watch the Food Network.
Yeah.
On a HGTV.
A Tiger King.
Don't tune that out.
Well, guys, I tell you, I like to stick by a schedule. Our time as we've got us up, so I don't want to hold you up any longer. I do want to give you an opportunity to, if each of you want to say something, go visit this site or this other thing, or make sure you're playing D&D, or give all your money to Lawful Stupid and Child's Play charity this year, whatever you guys want to say. This is your grounds to pitch yourself, whatever you're personally invested in. Go for it.
I think if everyone could like hit up our site and browse our wish list, like we have a whole map with places all over the world. There's probably a hospital near you. They're just Amazon wish lists. They have tons of things that could be super useful right now. Everything from iPads to Play-Doh, and the hospitals definitely could use that stuff right now. So
the wish list linked on your website?
Yeah, it's just Child's Play Charity. I think it's just childsplaycharity.org/wishlist will take you there, maybe.
Okay.
But certainly if you go to the website and hit donate,
you can have an option to see the map.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you can donate like money overall, or you can provide specifically to certain locations, certain items that they have on the wish list. Very cool. Okay,
sure. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
My pitch is, while you're there at the website, check out our therapeutic video game guide. It's a tool we put together to help the staff in the children's hospitals who don't necessarily know and aren't gamers to have a better idea about how to be really intentional with the games that they are giving kids, so that they understand sort of the different components inside a game that makes it really good to distract you from your pain versus a game that helps reduce your anxiety, and how when you look at those two games, they're great polar opposites in what they have. One is the pain one is timers and music and lights and action and all this kind of thing that overloads your brain, and the anxiety reducing ones are these sort of open sandboxy games that let you go explore and move at your own pace. And it's a tool we put together so that the Child Life staff can be conscious and be intentional, so that you don't give that kid who's already anxious a game that is designed to build that anxiety in you. I gotta win this race, I gotta get this thing. And just to arm them better to know, look at this game, look for these components. You might not have the exact games listed, but you can find in the games that you do have these key components, so that when you do give a game to a kid, you're a lot more conscious of what effect the game could be having.
That's great. It's a great tool. Thank you.
What I would like to say is, you asked other ways people can support us, and two easy ways. So say if it's your birthday, you can donate your birthday to us on Facebook fundraiser. Right. It's very easy. And also Amazon Smile. If you select us as your charity on Amazon, if you go to Amazon Smile and shop, 5.5% is donated to us. And so that helps out a lot with as many people that shop on Amazon, especially nowadays.
Like currently,
currently. And you don't really, the only thing you have to do is make sure that you use the Amazon Smile site. And if you use Chrome, there's a plugin you can do to where it automatically directs you to Amazon Smile.
Noted. I'm noting a lot of this, so that as we pitch throughout the month, we can just remind people all the time.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is, I guess for me, would be to everyone that's watching or supporting you, whether they're giving donations or maybe they're not able to, is how do they create that next level of engagement? Do they take it to their employers? Do they share, how maybe they have matches at work or other people that could support the effort through social media? So it doesn't always have to be that maybe they're at their capacity for giving, but how do they create an opportunity for someone else to continue to give?
So creating more capacity. Absolutely. And I will be challenging them all along the way. I'm the hype man for this. So as much as I can push, I will be pushing people to give.
Devin is doing an amazing job. I cannot emphasize that enough.
Well, it's been,
I do the social media. I've seen you on Instagram. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, and I wondered if because you guys are responding to emails like so quick, and I was like, is that because of COVID, or are they just always this on top of it? So you don't have to answer whatever the situation is.
I try to be that on top of it.
I will say that we're pretty good at getting responses back. We one of the things we did do in this time off was we sat down and we actually reassigned who was responding back to emails, because sometimes we'd be finding that I'm in the middle, or more often than not, Tabby's in the middle of her response, and Kirsten or I have sniped her response. We're like, boop, 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 here it is. Here's my quick little thing. And Tabby will come in and be like, I had a whole paragraph, I had a whole thing. There's your tiny little answer. Thanks. So
like a sentence, and I'm like a novel. Like
someone gets like 4 very different responses to their inquiry.
Yeah.
yes, no, maybe, and I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
It's like a magic 8-ball.
Yeah.
Well, Devin, I was actually thinking too, because you mentioned that you're in the Army.
Mhm.
And so have you guys looked at having, often American Legion will sponsor people that are in active service out of the American Legion Foundation. So you could consider getting an extra gift or a matching gift that way.
No, but I certainly will start that today. I have some contacts over there locally.
Perfect.
It will be done. Trust me. Yeah, thanks. And I'll probably be reaching out to you guys some more about stuff and see if you can help us to help you. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you guys. I'm going to close up with, so this whole thing is for what we're calling MinMaxMankind. And what we started doing in 2018 is at the end of our games, any games we played in the month of May specifically, we would roll a D20. We record weekly. And so we release monthly. So that looks like 4 times we would roll. However, we also donate 10% of our Patreon to you guys, whatever. It's not a whole lot, but it's more than, what we could. We try to get as much as we can. That's why we're challenging other people. And so what we do as a podcast now is challenge other podcasts and just individuals. I think what we've done in the past is, hey, podcasts. But a lot of people don't have podcasts. So use an individual, just donate. If you do $10 or more, then we enter you into a raffle. And we have a lot of people in the D&D community, tabletop community, who have donated a ton of cool stuff. So, for example, D&D Beyond is donating one of their legendary bundles. That's a $662 value. All of their stuff, you get entered into stuff like that. So all you have to do is give $10. Just 10. And what I love about the Child's Play, like if you go to that link, it has that suggested amount. And people have been given more money because of the suggested amount. So thank the Lord for suggested amounts. So go give, and then you'll go to our website, MinMaxMankind.org. You'll go to the bottom, and you either can donate there from that page. It links directly to Child's Play Charity. And then you'll tell us about it in our form submission we have at the bottom, because it gives us your address. There are some people who don't want to ship overseas, but we have plenty of gifts that can be won if you live overseas. So that's not an issue. Commissions are always something that can be done digitally, so you can win a lot of that. So go visit the site, MinMaxMankind.org. Donate through the button we have there. We'll be able to see, update and get your address, and it'll just be great. It'll be fun. Challenge other people. Give as much as you can. And one of the things we talked about real quick, and I'll end here, is we had a woman last year who said, I can't really donate money. I don't have enough money to donate. But what she did is she went out and bought like 3 giant bags of dog food and took them to a local shelter. That counts for us as far as we encourage you all to donate to CP. I keep calling them CP Charity Child's Play because that's just what they are on Instagram. If you have to donate to someone else for whatever reason, we encourage that as well. Donate to whoever you want, but we are supporting Child's Play Charity. We will every year. We love you guys. Thank you for being here. And we hope that we get to be in contact and work with you guys a lot in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, thanks for the support.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great day. I'm going to stop the recording right in 3. Wait for it. 2. Almost there. Done.